Yeah. Listen. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, that's the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. Maybe I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. Especially with your fallacies, most of us can only see through scopes of generalities. When niggas say it's up, all I can think about is gravity. It's gotta go down. So if it's death, I take my mic, I'm going underground. Sick with it, patiently waiting, I see you masked up. Do anything for money and clout, cause you gassed up. Now I could be wrong, and I ain't trying to prolong, but these images you projecting keep us singing the sad songs. The love of money is the root of all evil. So every time you draw us for blood, like a needle, I just have to paint the picture. So I definitely need an easel so you can see deceptions and the depth of all perceptions, misdirections, the tricks to keep you put behind bars. Cause a lion won't be a king if he don't fight through the scars. Say that I can feel your pain like you poke voodoo dolls, and putting our hands on y'all will not further the cause. Pause. Systematic oppression in the dissection keeps us in the circle of circumspection for our protection. And because of our complexion, no power, no connection, they will question your honor while we stand in objection. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, death is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AB, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, death is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AB, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. If I was you, I see why you be mad at me. Inherited the pedigree, the school of practicality, focused on reality, illuminating tragedy. No time to be coy, you niggas murderers, revenge bring us tears of joy. Fresh broad red strokes of infrared beams, symbolisms you learn while enforcing the catechism. You claim to love your people, but champions of division, creating your own isms, thus makes you a schism. No matter how you slice it, it's like you hit a lick but couldn't determine what the price is. Pointing finger guns because death is what suffices. Freely a shooter but yet a slave to these devices. I'm just speaking real. How many of us traumatized for you to rise? Guess you aiming for the Pulitzer Prize that's in the sky. Hope it's worth the sacrifice of your brothers and all the mothers that cry because you felt like your people were fit to die. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, death is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AB, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, death is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AB, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. Yeah.
Chicago faces an epidemic of gun violence. This year alone, more than 2,100 people have been shot, more than 400 killed.
The U.S. has recorded its highest increase in rates of homicide in modern history.
I know people who can't walk from their house to the store without a gun on them.
Why is that a reality? Why do people feel like they have to have a gun on them?
Because people getting killed left and right. It's sad.
I got shot twice now. I could have been gone, but I'm still here, so that's God. I know that's what it's so. This hell on earth.
It's hell on earth?
Yeah, it's hell on earth.
All right, go ahead and clap it up. Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General YAHANNA. Today is Austin Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Okay, Brotherhood and Sisterhood is a weapon. All right, Brotherhood and the Sisterhood is a weapon that we're going to use to get up out of these conditions, these horrible conditions that we are in. And that's and who needs it? Who needs brotherhood and sisterhood more than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? We are the ones at the bottom. Okay, we are the ones who don't have any love or any compassion for each other. The only compassion and love we have, we give it to our enemies. We forgive our enemies. We forgive our oppressor for slavery, for Jim Crow. We forgive them for Trayvon Martin, for George Floyd, okay? But you won't forgive your brother that's been owing you $5, okay? over little stuff. We can't we don't love our brothers. We don't love our sisters. We don't love our people. We don't love our nation. And why is that? Because we were taught to be what? To be selfish. That's why when you have something, you want to go shine and flaunt it in front of who? In front of your own people, to let them know that you're better than them. I have a nicer car than you. I have better shoes than you. I have better clothes than you. And see, we put our reverence in things like that instead of just building up our nation. So we could be a people of God. Okay. And that is the problem we have, because we don't understand how to deal with each other. And that's what we got to really learn. We got to really learn how to really love each other. We don't understand what love is. Okay. Give me 1 John 4:20. And let me share my screen and get there.
Coming out of one.
All right. Let me get there with you.
Look at 1 John 1 and 1.
4 verse 20.
Coming out of one.
That's not the one I want, but hold on. Let me get this one real quick. Well, yeah. That's good. We'll go ahead. Go ahead and read that.
Look at 1 John chapter 4 and 20. 1 second. Coming out of one. Come. Look at 1 John chapter 1, verse 4 and 20. If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother, he is a liar.
All right, stop right there. Hold on. If a man say, I love God, okay, a lot of people, a lot of Christians, they say that they love God. Okay, they say they love God. If a man say that I love God and hated his brother, he is a liar. The Bible calls you a liar. You can't hate Tyrone. You can't hate Jerome. You can't hate your people. And a lot of us, we hate our people without a cause. You just be like, oh, it's just something about him that I don't like. Okay, continue reading.
He is a liar. But he that loveth not his brother, whom he seen, how can he love God, whom he hath not seen?
You see your brother every day. You see your brother out there strung out on drugs. You see your brother out there struggling to make it. You see your brother out there struggling to eat. You see him every day. Okay? But you don't have no love for him, but you say you love God. The Bible says, how can you love God who you have not seen, but you don't love your brother who you see every day? And this is why we need brotherhood, okay? And with having brotherhood, we need understanding, and we need to know how to deal with each other, okay? Continue reading.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. So
if you love God, if you claim to love God, then you need to love your brother. You have to love that drug addict, okay? You gotta love them enough to correct them and get them up out of those situations. All right, that's what we have to do. We have to love one another. All right, that is important. And you know that old saying, do unto others as you want done unto you. Like, we got to really practice that, and we have to get out of the selfish mentality that our oppressor has put us in. It's because we have so little is why we are so selfish with each other, because it's not enough resources to go around for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They put you in a little ghetto, right? They deprive you of resources. All right. And then so we're all struggling and we're all fighting for that one little piece of the pie. And when that happens, that creates tension and hatred. Okay, especially if somebody gets, especially if somebody gets something nice, all right, and or they get ahead of you, they get one up on you, all right. So that's what we need to. That's what we need to understand. That's what we need to. That's why to fix so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Read that again.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he whom loveth God love his brother also.
That he that loveth God, he love his brother also. Okay, that's what you have to do. You have to love your brothers and love your sisters. Love them enough to give a damn. Love that sister enough to tell her to put some clothes on. Love that brother enough to tell him to pull his pants up. Love them enough to help them change. Okay, give me Ephesians. Ephesians 4 and 26.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye angry and sin not.
Be what? Hold on, read that again.
Be ye angry and sin not.
All right. Hold on. Be ye angry. Be ye angry. It's okay to be angry. There's no problem with getting angry. Okay. It's the scriptures say it's okay. It says, be ye angry. There's things that are going to happen that are going to infuriate you. All right. But when you get mad, you still have to go according to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You can't just get mad at your woman and knock her head off. Okay? It says, be ye angry. But you have to have the wisdom and the discipline to deal with the anger. Okay? Continue reading.
And sin not.
And
Let
sin
not the sun.
Hold on. And sin not. It says, be ye angry and sin not. Why does it say to sin not? Because I just explained it. Because you have to still live according to your laws, your statutes, and your commandments. So if you get angry, you can't get angry and go pistol whip a brother. All right? You can't get angry at your rib and go knock her head off. All right? It says, be ye angry and sin not. Continue reading.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. What does that mean? Go ahead.
It means don't be angry by the time you go to bed, or don't be angry by the time the sun goes down.
That's right. Before you go to sleep, go ahead and just take care of that issue. Men, whatever little problem, whatever little fight you just had with your wife, whatever you was angry about. Men that with their brother, get them on the phone, shoot them up like, hey, brother, Salakia. You know, it didn't have to come to that. All right. You know, you fix the problem. That would be the wise thing to do. Because you know what happens when you hold things in, you know what I mean? When you hold things in, it festers in you. And then it starts getting you in these, it gets you in these moments to where you're not thinking rationally because you're so upset, you're so infuriated with anger, you didn't deal with the actual problem. So instead of dealing with the actual problem, what do? We create another problem. Now we have to go shoot up his block. Now we got to go jump this brother. Now we got to go mess with his mama. You know, go to her house acting a fool. So that's why the scriptures are saying, don't let that go. Don't let that anger sit upon you, and don't let that sun go down upon your wrath. All right, because you don't want to hold the things in. Okay, because you know
verse.
I'll probably get to that later, but yeah, you don't want to hold that thing in. You know what I mean? You don't want that in you building and causing more what's the word I'm looking, causing more distance between you and another brother or a sister. Okay. Give me Leviticus 19.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 1.
Nah, we're gonna get 19 and 17.
Come on, I don't want to come. Book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse 17. Chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Continue.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
Okay. So
Verse 8.
no. So we're gonna read that again. Go ahead, read it again.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor,
Thou shalt
and
not. Go ahead.
not suffer sin upon him.
You see that? It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart." What is your heart? Your heart is your mind. Okay. Salaki, I got this all messed up. Thought I had the scriptures right there. All right, let me go back. Yeah, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Your heart is your mind. Thou in any wise, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Okay, you don't want to be like, if somebody offends you, you go to them. You don't hold it in. You don't hold everything in until you explode. Okay. And you know what other kind of people hold stuff in? People who commit suicide, they hold stuff in. Okay. We're going to go to let me see, Philippians. Where are we at? Philippians 13 and 3, I believe. Let me 3 and 13.
The book of Philippians, chapter 3, and verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have.
Brethren. Hold on, brethren. See, he's talking to his family, okay? That's what he's talking about when he's talking about brethren. He's talking about family. Okay, continue.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth into those things which are before.
It says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. Okay, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind. Why is forgetting the things that that are behind? Why is it so hard to forget the past? Okay, why is it so hard to forget the past?
Come another one.
Go ahead.
What was that question?
I said why? Because right here it says forgetting those things which are behind. Okay, so I'm asking, forgetting those things that are behind. Why is it so hard to forget the past?
Why is it so hard to forget the past? I guess trauma.
All right. It's because that the demon wants to stay with you. The demon be wanting to stay. It wants to stay with you. Okay, that's the that's the problem. All right. And then it says, in reaching forth unto the things which are before. Okay, so what are the things that are before?
I don't know how to want.
Hold on, we're about to get it right here. 2 Corinthians. Uh, 2 Corinthians 5:17.
Book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
Read that one more time.
Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
Hold on. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he's going to walk this walk. He's going to be a man of the Lord. He's becoming a man of war. All right. He's becoming hardcore in one West. Okay. He's over here. You over here walking with Christ, walking as Christ did, as the disciples did, coming into the truth, coming into this body. All right. It says he is a new creature. All right. Read that.
He is a new creature.
He is a new creature. Okay. Go ahead.
Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
All right. So what happens? What happens when you come into the school, right? You shed yourself for 90 days, right? Shed yourself for the world for 90 days. You become a new man. You get a new name. All right. The old you dies off, and a new creature is here. Okay. That's what we have to obtain. All right. We have to obtain the, all right, look at it like this. So the way Christ was is the way you have to be. Okay. In all things. Christ was a brother, and he knew how to exemplify brotherhood. Okay. He cared. All right. Let me get Matthew 5:18.
Book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
Yeah, that ain't what I wanted. But where was you just at?
Before this.
No, where was you at right now? What did you just read? Matthew
5 and 18.
All right. For verily I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass, not one jot nor tittle shall no wise pass from this law. Okay? Until all be fulfilled. That's cutting Christians right there who say that the law is done away with. But that's not what I wanted. I need Matthew 18 and 15. Salakia.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall bear.
Hold on. Read that one more time.
If he shall hear thee.
No, read it from the top. Read it from the top.
From the top. Moreover, If thy brother shall trespass against thee, go
All
and
right.
tell
Moreover,
him.
hold on. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, what does that mean? What does that mean?
If your brother, Khan Adam Khan,
Go ahead.
if thy brother offends you,
Yeah, if he offends you, he do something to you that you feel was in ill manner or in ill will to you. These is it's gonna run it down how you supposed to handle it, how you supposed to deal with a brother, how you supposed to communicate or convey what you need to him. Okay, the responses that you were supposed to take. All right. So it says, moreover, if a brother shall trespass against thee, go ahead.
go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
No, tell your girl while you pillow talking.
Tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
No, tell the niggas on the street corner.
Tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
It says, tell him his fault between you and him alone. Okay, that's the problem. When we have a problem or something's going on, we tell everybody that we got a problem except the person we got a problem with. That's the only person that don't know you got the damn problem. Okay, and that's why we have to exemplify brotherhood and sisterhood so they know, okay, that I am a brother. You are my brother, and this is how I'm going to deal with you. I'm going to deal with you and treat you as the Most High says. Okay, continue reading.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
And then if he hears you, then you gain the brother. He'll say, "Oh, Shalakia, I didn't." Well, all right. When I said that, I didn't mean for you to take it that way. I damn sure didn't mean it that way, brother. You know, Shalakia, and I know now, and I'll make sure that I watch how I word my words, so you know that I'm not trying to offend you. See, that's what we need to do. That's what we don't want to do. We don't want to be what they call the bigger man. When sometimes that's what you need to be. Sometimes you need to be a bigger man in a situation, and coming to your brother honestly, that's being a man. Salaki, forget being a bigger man. Just be a goddamn man. Go to that brother and let him know what, and let him hear what you have to say. And if he hears, then you gain you a brother. And we all know that brotherhood is a weapon here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Okay. Go ahead and continue reading.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
All right, it says, but if he won't hear you, then you're going to take these 3, then take with the 1 or 2 more, okay? That in the mouth of 2 or 3, witnesses, every word may be established. And we all know that, all right? So if there's a matter going on, all right, and you from the outside looking in, and you hear both points, it's easier to judge. It's easier to find the truth, okay? Because you looking from the outside in and you were judging the matter and you were getting clarification from both parties, and then you were getting more understanding, and then you're like, okay. So when you in the altercation, and then you got the priests and prophets, your brothers, people who could actually give you counsel, listening to this matter, all right? These witnesses will make sure that every word is established. Okay, so how do you what if it's a man above you? Okay, so like, what if it's a man above you? What do you do with a man above you? So say I offended one of y'all. Okay, how do you come? How do you come at a man that would outrank you per se? Give me 1 Timothy 5:1. Yahanan, you hold where you're at. Young man, you get that for me.
Comment on one comment. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat as a father, and the younger men as brethren.
Okay. So rebuke not an elder, and treat him as a father, okay? And younger men as brethren. So how if you got something to say to a father, how do you come to them? You come humble. You know what I mean? Salakia, sir. I just want to pull you aside because when you did this, and this, I felt like it was that. I'm just trying to get clarification, you know. And you just handle the matter respectfully, like you entreat them as a father. And a father is supposed to be somebody that you can respect, somebody who is honorable. Okay. Like I can't just go up to the man above me and be like, look here, you MF, you said this, and this. No, I'm gonna say, hey, Salakia, sir. When this happened, I felt this way. I was trying to get clarification. Was it that, or did I misinterpret it? You know what I mean? And that can solve a lot of problems because people say a lot of things, and their intention isn't what you're taking it. You know, like somebody could say something to me, and I could take it completely the wrong way. It is possible. Okay, so we got to understand that. All right, we're going to go back to Matthew. And we're going to pick it up at 18 and 17.
Come on,
you got it, Troy.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it into the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
All right, it says, and if he shall neglect to hear them, talking about the 2 or 3, okay? Talking about the witnesses there. It says, tell it to the church. That means instead of just talking with these amount, we're going to bring it in front of the whole school. This matter is going to become across the whole school, okay? And we're going to tell it to the school. But if he neglects to hear the school, if he neglects to hear the church, okay, then let him be as a heathen and a publican, meaning outside of here. Can a heathen come to our cookout? Go ahead.
No, I don't. No.
Can a heathen come to our Passover?
No.
And if you neglect to hear the men above you, when you got 3 or 4 people judging this matter, okay, then you're going to be out of here. You're not going to be welcomed, all right, at all. Continue reading, Trooper.
Verse 18. Verily, I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
What's that mean?
Whatever you accomplish here, you're going to accomplish in heaven.
No.
Well, basically, the good works that you do here will be rewarded once you get to heaven.
No, because what is heaven? We're in hell.
Well, but yeah, we're in hell right now. This is the heathen's heaven, and let me see.
Want to give it another shot? All right, let me help you out a little bit. It says what? Verily I say unto you, whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. All right, so all right, 90 days we're all black. Whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. Okay, 6-month rule. Whatever is bound in earth is bound in heaven. All right. Whatever shall be loosed in earth shall be loosed in heaven. So, you know, our rules, how we deal with each other, how we govern our nation here in One West. Okay. Whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. So when you in the midst of the generals and you get encounter, I don't want to jump all the way to that yet. Okay. But what we put together here, it still holds weight in heaven with the Most High. Okay, like rules that we might think are silly and simple, they're for a reason. Okay, 90 days on all black. What does that teach you? Discipline, right? Okay, 6-month rule. What does that teach you? Discipline, right? The Most High is about structure and order. One West, I.S.U.P.K is about structure and order. Okay. Give me verse 20.
In verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
You see that? When there were 2 or 3 gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. So when you in front of the generals in council and they're judging the matter, just know Christ is there with them. So what they say is what Christ is saying. It's that simple. You know, I know y'all watched the General Muhammad class, right? He is saying what Christ is saying. Okay? He's not just coming up with this on his own. He didn't just get all this wisdom out of nowhere, right? So we got to understand, when we is hitting the mix of them and you in a council, what them generals are saying is exactly what Christ is saying. All right? It's simple and plain. It's not deep. It's not magical. It's not metaphorical. When 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am. And it was just telling you how to deal with a brother. Continue reading.
Verse 21. Verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him till 7 times? Verse 22.
Right. No, hold on. So you see us, we don't want to forgive a goddamn thing, right? So Peter over here trying to, he trying to ask the question, the question a certain kind of way. He said, then Peter said, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? 7? To Peter, that's a number you would have been dead at 2. You might be dead at 1 with Peter. Peter, he wasn't somebody you play with. He wasn't somebody you offend. He wasn't somebody who was wanting to be out there to forgive. Peter gonna put it on you. Okay. Remember, Peter sliced the ear off remember? When they came to get Christ, he sliced the ear off. Peter was always ready. He always on go mode. He had that high energy, was always on go mode, was always ready. That's why he's like, do I gotta forgive him 7? He said, because I don't even think I got 2 or 3 in me. I might have 1, depending on what you do. Continue reading.
Verse 22, Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until seven times, but until 70 times 7.
I say 7 times, but until 70 times 70. Like, and you know, I understand this, you know, because sometimes I'll be in that Peter spirit and I want to lash, you know, and then I'll be having Cap right there, like, nope, you know what I mean? And see, that's what's so great about the men above us. You see how right here Christ is counseling Peter, right? That's the same way we go to Cap, or we go to our camp leader, officer of one y'all 5,000. It's the same way, and what they give us is wisdom. Okay, what Peter just received here from Christ was wisdom. It's ultimate wisdom, because what is it telling him? It's teaching him how to be a ultimate brother. Because what does 70 times 70 mean? That don't mean you add that up and you forgive that exact amount of times. You know what it means? It means always be brotherly. This is the brotherhood class, right? So we got to learn how to be brotherly and try to help each other out as much as we can. So that's what Christ is telling him, to always be brotherly. Okay? That's how many times you forgive. That doesn't mean you just keep putting yourself in the position. All right, if you know somebody can't pay back money ever, you don't just keep loaning them money and loaning them money and loaning them money. But if he owes you, you forgive that brother, and you don't go knock his head off. You don't go shoot his house up. You don't go try to sleep with his women. You know how many wicked ass brothers out here? They go try to sleep with a man's woman because the man owed him a couple dollars. Okay, like what kind of nonsense is that? We have to exemplify brotherhood, and you can't exemplify brotherhood by being selfish, by being a hater, by loving your oppressors more than you love your nation. We love our oppressors so much that we want to forgive them for every horrible thing they do, because it still happens today. And you know what's so wicked about the love we give to them? We give it to them because we let ourselves be confused and be confused by their smooth words, right? Because this is what they'll say: well, I wasn't alive during slavery. I never had no slaves. All right. And then after Jim Crow, the people say, what? I wasn't alive for Jim Crow. I didn't do any of those things. Then what's the next people say? I wasn't alive for civil rights. I didn't sit dogs on y'all. I didn't hose y'all down with a fire hose. All right. Then they keep fast forwarding. All right. I didn't put crack cocaine in your neighborhoods. I don't drop bags of guns in your neck. Then they fast forward. And then you know what my kids are gonna hear? Well, I was just a kid during Trayvon Martin and George Floyd. I didn't do none of it. So they never take responsibility. When hold on, I gotta get this. Hold on, let me get hold on. I have to get this. Because they always want to use those. It wasn't me, it was my people before. Well, we're in 2023 and we're still dying. So if we're still dying, it's still these same people. And everybody who's been in slavery, they got to get away, right? They got to go back to their land and get away from the people who oppressed them. We have not. We have continuously lived with them, and now we're just supposed to be all hunky dory with them, and all happy and all loving, and God loves everybody. When they don't love every damn body, they don't love us, and we supposed to be with them. And they always want to talk about they didn't have anything to do with it. Young man, give me Isaiah 14:21.
Come. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children. for the iniquity of their fathers.
The Bible says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Everybody who tells you that was my people of the past, that wasn't me. That was my forefathers. What does it say, young man?
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Prepare slaughter for their children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Not the iniquity that they did, for the iniquity of their father. Ain't we suffering the curses for the iniquity of our fathers?
Very much so.
Well, they need to suffer the consequences for the iniquity of their fathers. That is justice. See, everybody is 100% down with justice, except when it comes to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When it comes to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, justice it feels unjust. Okay, if an oppressor goes to jail for killing you, the world is going to look at that like justice was not served. And that's the plights that we deal with. And that's why we have to come together under this banner in the Israelite school of UPK and wake the hell up from the nonsense and everything that's going on around you. Our lives are centered around tragedy, poverty, and all kind of low state in the dust things. How do we come up out of that but brotherhood and sisterhood? Okay, you can drop that, and we're going to go back to Matthew, and we're going to go to Matthew 5 though. We'll go to Matthew 5 and 20. Young man, you could get Matthew 5 and 20 for me.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 20. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
All right, so it says, I say unto you, hold on, except your righteousness exceed, okay, the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, thou shalt in no wise or case enter into the kingdom of heaven. What does that mean? What let me ask this question. What were the scribes and Pharisees?
So-called Christians today.
Hold on, somebody raise their hand so I can. Go ahead, Yoganah.
So-called Christians today.
Okay. What about you, young man?
The scribes and the Pharisees were like the chief priests of the law at that time.
Yeah, y'all are both right. And as being the chief priest of the law, you said Christians, you said chief priest of the law at the time. What does that equal right now? What one word could describe both of those? And it starts with an H. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something else, but when you said it started with an H.
Start with an H.
Go
ahead, Yoganah.
Only one I can think of that starts with an H is heathen.
Is what?
Heathen.
No, they wasn't heathens. They was Israelites.
Well, yeah.
But what is your Christian pastor?
Israelites act like heathens.
When he tells you to do something that he won't do it. A hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
Hypocrites. Okay. So our righteousness have to exceed them. Okay. Continue reading, young man.
Verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Okay. So I say you heard from old time. You know them times that are old. All right. Continue reading.
Verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
All right, hold on. It says, so I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause, that's that I just can't stand that nigga. Okay? Is in danger of the judgment. Okay?
Verse 22. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
All right. So whoever says Rakah is in evil, is in danger of the council. Okay. If you don't listen to the council, then what? Then you're going to be endangered of the hellfire, meaning back in the world. Okay? That's meaning right back in the world. Okay? That's the hellfire. That's where you don't want to be. Okay? You don't want to be back in the world doing the things you was doing. What kind of damn glory are you going to get out of that? What kind of understanding are you going to get out of that? Give me First Thessalonians 5:21.
Sir. This is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things.
Mm-hmm.
Hold fast to which is good.
Prove all things. Hold fast to what is good. What is good? These laws, statutes, and commandments are good. Prove all things. Why is it important to prove things? It is because, the Christian church don't prove any damn thing. Okay? How do we prove Christ is black?
Revelation 1:14.
Let's get it.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, and verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
His head and his hairs were white.
Start me up at 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, what like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and about the paps with a golden girdle.
All right, so like Christ, like we were, we have a garment, and we have it down to the foot. Okay, so it says girt around the paps, around the midsection. There's a golden girdle, and it's not just a belt. It was used too for war, just like we have bulletproof vests and all those things. Like right now, Christ had that right there. So in war, it acts as protection as well. Continue reading.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
It said his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Okay, white being the color, wool being the texture. It's not that stringy blonde hair Caesar Borgia that they show you. Caesar Borgia is a real man in history who is an evil, wicked bastard. And that's the persona you got of Christ. That's what they did with Cho King. They turned Cho King into that. Okay? It says, and his eyes was as a flame of fire. His eyes was as a flame of fire because he liked to drink wine. Why does he like to drink wine? The same reason we all do, because his mind was heavy. Continue reading.
Verse 14. So like in verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
And his feet under like fine brass. Hey, Trooper YAHANNA, give me Hebrews 13:1. That's where we going next. But all right, and his feet unto like fine brass, as if they were burnt in the furnace. All right, so we know that anything that gets put into a furnace is going to come out dark and burnt. So you take a penny. If you ever burned a penny, what happens to it? It gets black, right? It gets dark. So that's how we got to understand. That's what Christ looked like. All right, let's get back to the lesson. And we're going to go to Hebrews 13 and 1.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
What?
Let brotherly love continue.
Let brotherly love continue. What does continue mean? That means on and on and on and on. You let brotherly love continue. That's why I do the best I can to help a brother, to help the school, to help any way that I can. Because you have to let brotherly love continue. It is important. It is important that we all do that. We do all this at a brotherhood. Okay? Because I mean, without brotherhood, I don't want to do any damn thing. This is how I let brotherly go into class, talking to people about the truth, going to camp, doing whatever the hell I'm told, doing all that is because of brotherhood. I don't want to do any of it. I don't want to do a damn thing. Okay? If it's up to me, I don't want to do nothing. Okay? But we have to let brotherly love continue. So what does that mean? That means you are going to work. And if you in the UPK, you are going to work and work and work and work and work. You know why? Because what did Christ do? He just worked. He was the top. And he just worked and put in work after work after work after work. You as you get higher in rank, you know what happens? You get more work. So imagine Cap. Cap is out there working all the time, 24 hours. What do you think? You think Commander General YAHANNA is just kicking back with his feet up? Commander General YAHANNA every single day is tasked with building the nation of God. Building the Lord's arm every single day. He's been doing it since the 80s. Working. He's not sitting somewhere with his feet up. He's out there working to make sure Officer Shamara wants to wow. Trooper Yaganans to wow. Okay? Go ahead and continue.
Verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
That bum on that bum on the street, don't step over that bum on the street, okay? And say, get a job, you damn bum, because that might be an angel. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to go back to the Most High, and he's going to report. And when he makes that report, he's going to say, this brother is wicked as hell. Or that brother right there, that's a good brother. You don't never know who you're dealing with. That's why it says, be not forgetful to entertain strangers. For thereby some have entertained angels without awareness. Some of us, we done been talking to angels. And some of us did horrible things to an angel. Okay? We told an angel, the hell with you. We stepped over him. We spit on him. Threw beer on him. We said you're nothing. Okay? And that's what we have to understand. That you don't never know who you're talking to. We be at camp, we deal with all kind of people. But somebody might be in disguise. And you don't want an angel going back to the Most High and reporting that you are a wicked brother, that you are uncaring, that you don't have no compassion. Okay? That don't mean just be stupid and give them the $20 for their crack. That's not what that means. But there's a certain way and a certain manner that you deal and you look at people. Continue reading.
Verse 3. Remember them that are in bonds.
Remember them that are in bonds. What are the bonds? Being called an African American, Christianity, Egyptology, Islam. These are the bonds. These are what bound our people. Okay, continue reading.
As bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body.
Yes. Okay. Let me see. Do I need the next one?
No.
Drop down to a. Oh no. All right, read that one more time.
Verse 3. Remember them that are in bonds, as bound with them.
Yep.
And them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body.
So we are in this one body, right? We all have a job, okay? So we need to remember them that are in bonds, that are suffering under the falsehoods of this world. Okay, give me Second Corinthians 13 and 11.
Book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 11. Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect.
Be what?
Be perfect.
Be what?
Be perfect.
The Bible says you could be perfect. It's and everybody, Christians always want to talk about only Christ was perfect. Well, it said that Noah was perfect. It said Job was. It got a few people that was perfect. Okay, so you could be perfect. Continue.
Be of good comfort. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace shall be with you.
You can't be gangbanging and do this. Can't be a drug dealer and do this. Can't be a wicked bastard and do this. Okay? You're going to have to be an honorable man, and you're going to have brotherhood. Without brotherhood, you're not going to be able to do this. Okay? Because what are you going to be doing? You're going to be showing not brotherhood. Brotherhood ain't your gang buddy. Brotherhood ain't Billy who you smoke weed with or impress him, okay? Sisterhood ain't you get the Starbucks and Susie brings the pumpernickel bread, okay? That's not it. Give me Psalms 19 and 7.
Book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The what?
The law of the Lord is perfect.
The law of the Lord is perfect, right? These laws, statutes, and commandments are perfect. How do we know they're perfect? I know because if I'm not out there eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, I'm not going to get high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, all those things. Okay? We know the laws of the Lord are good and they're perfect. Continue.
I got it out of one.
All right, yeah, you pick it up. Damn it.
Lord is pure.
Salakia, read that again. Salakia, start from the top.
Verse 7 to verse 8.
Verse 7.
Verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect. Oh, the testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
And we make wise the simple. Like, they look at us like just some ignorant niggas on the street corner with a microphone yelling. But the Lord, he makes wise of the simple. We are simple people. But we will be out there and we will crush a PhD. We will crush any of that Kemet nonsense. We crush every damn body. I.S.U.P.K is undefeated because the Lord can make wise the simple. Okay. And then on top of that, we make the so-called wise look simple. I don't give a damn who you bring. In front of these generals and these captains, you can bring anybody in the world and they're going to get ate up and cut to shreds. It's for a reason. It's because of this. Okay? Give me Philippians. Philippians 2 and 4.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 4. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others.
What's that mean?
If I could, Baba Kushal, sound like you're saying that don't just be worried about yourself, also look after your brothers.
That's exactly what it says. Give him a hand. That's exactly what that's meaning. Okay? Don't just look at what you have. Okay? But look at your people. All right? Be humble. Give me James 4 and 10.
This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 10. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up.
That's how you get lifted up. That's how you get raised up. Humility, okay? That's what we need. We need the humility. We need to be humble, all right? Because that's our damn problem, all right? Now, we're already through this lesson. No sweat. Continue reading.
Verse 9. Salaki, verse 11. Speak not.
Hold on. Yeah, verse 11. Yep.
Verse 11. Speak not evil one of another. Brethren, he that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law.
Hold on. You're not supposed to be speaking evil of your brother. You're supposed to show some brotherhood. You're supposed to have some kind of goddamn love about you. Okay? Continue reading.
Verse 11. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge.
You see? So speak not evil of one another. Don't just be talking back and forth about each other. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law. Okay? You don't want to be speaking evil of the law, do you? Of the law of God? It says, and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. Okay? We are under this law. We are under these laws of the Most High. And that's what we got to understand. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
What verse?
We're going to start at 1 because this is why the laws are important. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God.
All right, hold on. Yeah, hold on. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. To hearken diligently means to listen closely. Continue.
Come, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
He will set thee high above all nations. That means you're not going to be under. You're not going to be next to. You're going to be set high above all nations on this earth. If we were to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But we wanted to service these other nations. We wanted to run with them. We wanted to do their philosophies. Okay? Continue reading.
Come. Thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee.
Drop down to 15.
Come. Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You see? And then since we didn't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, all these curses, they came upon us and they overtook us. And that's why we're in the oppression that we are in. Okay? Damn, I can't find what I'm looking for right here. What is it? No sweat. Let's go to Job 9 and 24. I'll just go somewhere else. This is why we can't. This is what happened. This is what happens to us because we don't listen to the laws of the Most High. Okay, where we at? I need Job
9:24.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it on this. Let's see. All right, that ain't gonna work. God damn it. There it is. Job 9 and 24.
Book of Job.
Go ahead.
Book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is what?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's why your oppressors, that's why they're ruling over you. Because we didn't want to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So with us not doing that, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Continue.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. When you look at that book, the Russian icons of Constantinople, I believe, it shows where they're literally changing the faces of the Israelites from black to white. All right, continue.
If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, and if your oppressor isn't the wicked bastard, the devil that the Bible speaks of, then who is he? Is there any questions?
Keep going, Adam. Come.
Go ahead.
Back to Matthew 8 and 18 and 8.
All right, hold on. You said 18. Hold on. Matthew 18 and 8?
18 and 18.
All right, 18 and 18. Let me get there with you. right, you got it.
Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So what is it talking about? Actually, the work, or is it talking about basically? What is it talking about?
All right, it's all right. So when it says what is bound in earth is bound in heaven. All right, so just think of the school rules. Okay, that's the simplest way to. All right, so what is bound on earth is bound in heaven. What's that? That's the 6 months rule. I mean, that's the wearing black for 90 days. That's the school rules. Okay. Those the rules that we set here, those are bound in heaven. Okay. And then it says loose. What is the loose? The loose is you not following Christianity. You not following Islam. You not following chematology. That's what you're loosing. Okay. Those things is loosed in heaven. I think the thing is like it's basically what the Lord accepts and what he doesn't accept. Why doesn't he accept the Christianity? Why is that? Why does that need to be loosed? Why do you need to get rid of that? Go ahead.
Because it's not the truth.
Because it's not the truth. Because what do they teach you? Go to John 3:16.
Book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
All right, so right there, a Christian will close the book, right? And they'll say, see, it says, you said what?
I said, that's it, it's a wrap. Close the book.
Yeah, they're going to close the book because it says, for God so loves everybody right there, right? It says that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Go to Acts chapter 2. And we're going to go to 2 and let me get there.
21.
2, yeah, start at 21.
Book of Acts, chapter 2, and verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
It says it right there again. Hold on. It says it right there again. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved, right? Continue.
Verse 22. Ye men of Israel.
No, ye men of Esau. No, ye men of Esau.
You men of Israel.
Of Moab.
Ye men of Israel.
Of the Philistines.
Ye men of Israel.
Continue.
Hear these words.
It says, ye men of Israel. Hold on. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Continue.
Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know.
Now go back to John chapter 3 and read 14.
John chapter 3 and verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, also, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up.
All right, so Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness to save Israelites. The Son of Man must be lifted up just like that to save Israelites. Go to Numbers 21. Numbers 21 and
verse 8.
Yep.
Come. Book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 8. And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live.
Okay. So we see that, right? Moses was saving Israelites. So Christ was coming to save Israelites. How do we know that chematology, that chemet crap, isn't for us? How do we know that? Give me Exodus 20:3. So we know that chematology is nonsense, because what they got, or even that Greek mythology is nonsense, right? Because what do they have? They have many gods, right? Go ahead.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4.
Because what is bound in earth is bound in heaven. We ain't supposed to have no other gods before the Most High, right? That's not what we're supposed to do. All right? He is the one true Lord, the living God. Okay? It says, have no other gods before me. How do we know that Christianity and Islam is nonsense, right? Go to Habakkuk 2:18.
Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 18. Mm-hmm. What profit the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it?
Uh-huh.
The molten image and a teacher of lies.
The what?
And a teacher of lies.
All right. So everything that is bound in earth, that is bound in heaven, has to do with the truth, the law, statutes, and commandments, the betterment of our nature, not the teacher of lies. Okay, continue.
That the maker of his work trusted therein to make dumb idols.
To make what?
To make dumb idols.
To make dumb idols. Okay, the Bible calls these idols dumb. And continue reading so you can know what the dumb idols are.
Verse 19. Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake.
All right, so hold on. Woe to them that say to the wood, awake. That's that Catholicism, especially that Christianity. They love that cross, that wooden cross, right? Continue.
Awake to the dumb stone. Arise.
Into the what?
Awake to the dumb stone.
The Bible calls the cobblestone what?
The dumb stone.
Okay, continue.
Arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
And there is no breath at all in the midst of it. Any more questions?
No other one.
Khan, I got the precept when you was talking about the icons of Russia.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Khan, this the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48.
Uh-huh.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
You see that? That's what they do. The heathen paints the likeness of our images. Where you at? Hold on, let me get that. Let me get there with you. Where you at, young man?
First Maccabees 3 and 48.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Khan, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And that's what they did. Because what images did they paint? They made King James look. King James should have been a black man, right? That don't make him look black. They don't make Christ look black. They don't make Moses look black. Okay? Hey, give me that. Somebody find me that where Moses stuck his hand into his bosom and pulled it back out. They made King David look, man, I seen King David was a redhead in this one movie, looking like Opie Taylor. It was horrible. It's Exodus 4 and 6.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom.
Yep.
He put his hand into his bosom, but when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
All right, so Moses, hold on. So Moses has, so say he has his basically a robe. He sticks his hand in there. He pulls it out. It was leprosy. What is leprosy? What does that look like?
Whiteness.
Okay, continue reading.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
So if he put it in and it was white, and then he put it back in and plucked it out, and it was the color of his other flesh, what do you think he was? Maybe he was purple. Yeah. Maybe he might have been purple. I don't know. Maybe there was a purple Nick. Maybe niggas was yellow. Maybe niggas was orange. Okay. Maybe niggas was pink. Maybe we was green. I know the Egyptologists, they love talking about that. People was green because they were so high and enlightened. But if they were so high and enlightened, why in Anubis's temple they found over 1 million mummified dogs? That they must believe that dogs took you through the afterlife. Okay, so that's why we got to understand. See, that's why you can't just dive into these lies, into these false philosophies, and you need to come to the home of the truth. Okay. It's crazy how people around here thinking they got all this high knowledge and high science, and look at that. Look at all the people who use these other philosophies, these other ways, these demonic things is what they really are, and go against the Most High. It never prospers their life. And it's always showing like, so if a sister wants to be Kemetic, right? Most likely she's going to be a whore because that allows her to be a whore. Most people, they join these false entities so they could just go be what they really want to be, which is in the world. Okay. Them conscious community brothers, they snorting powder, they abusing women, they calling the black woman God just so they can get some tail. Well, here in the Israelite school of UPK, we're just gonna be honorable. We're just gonna do our part to wake up so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and get them out of the conditions they're in. While everybody over there is finessing. Okay, the hell is Islam gonna bring? What is that going to do for our people? That is a religion of another people. So we got to understand this. We need brotherhood. And here in 2023, we need brotherhood more than ever. Because look at how destroyed our people is. Our people is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And not only are we destroyed for a lack of knowledge, we don't want real knowledge. Because you talk to everybody. Everybody you talk to is a damn scholar. I know people at my slavery that run their mouth 1,000 miles per hour like they're some damn scholar. And you're just some silly bitch. Okay, you just some ignorant nigga, and you think you're gonna come talk to me? You think you're gonna come tell me what is what and what is this, and you don't even understand? Okay, I see our people in my slavery. They run for another nation. Okay, they'll run for another nation, but they won't even walk for you. If that's it, shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General YAHANNA. Trooper YAHANNA, go ahead and get those security announcements.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcement. Well, the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to be shared themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, he or she may get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After a 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 11:21. Malachi 3:8-10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation.
Upcoming holy convocations is going to be Purim, the 14th day of and the 15th day of the 12th month, Sunday the 5th of March, and Monday the 6th of March. You can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. Continue, YAHANNA.
Let's see.
If anyone.
After holy convocation from okay.
If anyone wants to become
a trooper. Anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf.
All right. We're going to Imagium. We're going to get the Lord's Prayer. We're going to Imagium. Everybody soar and face the east. Okay. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Akash.
Akash.
Haya.
Haya.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Tabaya.
Tabaya.
Ratazayaka.
Ratazayaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Asha.
Hashem.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Haya.
Haya.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call. Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakia Nawa.
Wasalakia Nawa.
Kabawatia Nawa.
Kabawatia Nawa.
Kasalakia Nawa.
Kasalakia Nawa.
Kabawatia Nawa.
Kabawatia Nawa.
Wala.
Wala.
Tabaya Anawa.
Tabaya Anawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashanawa.
Ashwanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Waha'ala,
Wahala,
Wahata Parath,
Wahata Para,
Lawalayim,
Walayim,
Aman. In the English, our Father,
Our Father,
our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy
hallowed be
name.
thy name.
Yahweh,
Jehovah,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom
thy
come,
kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done,
thy will be done
in earth as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
in earth as in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
Give us
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
our debt,
Forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive
as
our
we
debtors.
forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into
And lead
temptation,
not,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us
but
from
deliver
evil.
us from
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine the
evil. For
kingdom,
thou
and the power,
power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
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 So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. So, men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. All right, Yajamata. All right, we're going to Sar. We're going to turn. We're going to face the sisters. Sisters rise. All right, men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh
All
Shah.
right, Yajamata. Class dismissed. All right, we'll close out this broadcast.